The Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata, says his ministry did not mistreat persons with disability who were formerly employed to man road tolls across the country. Some of these former workers picketed the road ministry to demand they be reassigned, just as the Finance Minister promised in 2021 when the road tolls were abolished, but were rounded up by the police and detained. In a statement in Parliament, MP for Bolsa South, Dr. Clement Apaak, described the treatment of the former workers as unfair, demanding that Parliament holds the government to its promise.
On Thursday, November 15th, 2023, while we were here in this chamber for the presentation of the 2024 budget by the Finance Minister, 15 toll booth workers with disabilities were picked up by the Ghana Police Service on the premises of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. Mr. Speaker, this rather unfortunate incident follows the announcement made by the Minister of Roads and Highways exactly 2 years ago, declaring the cessation of road tolls on our highways to be replaced by the e-levy. Regrettably, the toll workers, including those with disabilities, were immediately instructed to go home without any proper arrangements for their welfare, despite assurances of reinstatement and continued salary payments. For the past 2 years, these toll booth workers with disabilities have been grappling with unemployment, leading to severe consequences such as homelessness and the inability to afford basic necessities. Their plight has been exacerbated by the lack of concrete plans to address the challenges posed by the sudden cessation of toll collection. They settled in the car park, and after waiting for the minister, 3 police cars drove in, and they were shortly circled by officers. They were picked up for assault and unlawful demonstration after a short interrogation and were sent to the Accra Central MTU. Having been detained for a few hours, they were released after they were made to write caution statements. This situation not only violates the dignity and well-being of persons with disability, but also infringes upon the Persons with Disability Act 2006, Act 715, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and the African Protocol on Persons with Disabilities. I therefore wish to ask for your personal intervention and that of this House to help resolve this outstanding matter on behalf of the toll booth workers with disability.
Well, the Minister for Roads and Highways, in response to the statement, said the workers have not been mistreated and that government is continuously working to meet the promises they made to them.
Very subject matter has come to my attention. What is being presented by my honorable colleague appears to be completely different from what was reported to me. I want to put it on record that my ministry has done nothing wrong. I want to put it on record that the government of President Akufo-Addo continues to deal with all disabled persons in this country with great concern and great touch. It may even not be long from now. There will be a clear statement on how disabled persons generally in this country are going to be looked after. It will not be long at all from now, because I am privy to the discussions currently going on, and not even limited to those who had the privilege to work in our toll booths. But I must also put it on record that all those who had privilege to work in the toll booths were well treated in accordance with the dictates of the contract that related to their employment. So if anybody says that the disabled people were shabbily, treated, and that they were not taken care of and they were not paid, it was not true. The government was even magnanimous. They were paid. They were paid even 2 months extra up to the end of 31st December 2021.
Well, Minority Chief Whip Governs Kwame Agboja says government is failing in its responsibility to take care of these persons with disability.
Find out who reported our compatriots to the police to be arrested. Is it somebody from your ministry? Because I don't see how somebody could cause arrest of somebody in my house if the house actually belongs to me. So maybe the minister should find out. Is this somebody from your ministry that caused the police to come to your ministry to arrest those people? And secondly, Mr. Speaker, the minister is saying that they have paid the toll workers. The promise made here by the finance minister was not about paying their severance pay. He said we will reassign them. Fortunately, they are only asking government to fulfill the promise of reassigning them so they can earn a living and look after their families. So, Minister, you are running away from the question. When are you going to reassign these people that you promised, your government promised here? But Mr. Speaker, let us be careful. If people who are less able or people with disability take up the responsibility to look for work, got a job, and you unilaterally decide to take away that job and say you give them alternative job, it is a moral duty to fulfill that. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I'm told the number of them that are disabled are less than 100. If you cannot, as a country, prioritize to take care of disabled people who are already in employment because you don't have money, it is a problem. Mr. Speaker, I don't believe the government does not have money or positions to reassign these people. You can retrain them and put them somewhere. You had a cost to remind government to do the right thing. Maybe if they listen to you, Mr. Speaker, we wouldn't have been here. So I sympathize with our colleagues. I hope they have all been released without charge. And the Minister, the next time you see or you hear disabled people are in your ministry and they've been arrested, find out and actually punish anyone who actually caused their arrest, because they are no criminals. They are citizens you promised job and have failed. If anybody needs to be punished, it is those who actually took their job and promised them alternative job who have failed to give them their job. They ought to be punished, not those people who are victims. Punishing victims in this country is a moral thing that we must all reflect on. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I sympathize with the disabled people who have been arrested at the road ministry. We believe they are just pursuing their rights, just as the rights of those whose bonds have been seized and later released. They are just pursuing their rights under this constitution